Hi there, VC. This evening I've been watching a thread that started about, I think this was started by Vinyl Transmission, carried on by John Bellamy, and then further carried on by James Griffiths, about black and white album covers. And what a great idea! What a great idea. There are some iconic black and white album covers. Maybe they have the typeface or the name of the band or something in a colour just to stand out, but there's some iconic black and white covers, and a lot of them have already been shown. There's one I can't believe hasn't been shown yet, but I'm sure if somebody else has recorded, I might have missed it. I don't know, but I'm sure somebody else, if they record a video, would have shown this. But I'm going to show it anyway. Right, I'm going to start off with a record that was a cover that was shown by James, and I'm just showing it because it is my favourite album cover of all time. It is the Beatles' Revolver. I had this on a massive poster. I just love this. I've spent so long in my life just staring at this cover. So just unbelievable. Just an unbelievably good cover. I love this cover. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I think among the three videos I saw, I think most of the black and white Beatles record covers have been shown. Well, maybe not that one. But I don't think this one has yet. I mean, I know it's mainly white, but there is a black serial number on there, so I think that counts as one, doesn't it? It's kind of black with a white with a black stamp, but there we go. You'll know what that is, right? But this one definitely hasn't been shown, and it's Beatles related being the prime word there. Julian Lennon's album Veloute. Now I think that's a really nice cover. I really like that. No mucking about. Just a picture of old Julian. There we go. That's that one. Now here we come to the one that I can't believe hasn't been shown yet. I just can't believe. I can't believe that's not been shown yet. Surely, black and white cover. Yeah. Statement of intent, if ever there was one. That's not the only AC/DC black and white cover. I think Vinyl Transmission showed For Those About to Rock, which isn't strictly black and white, it's black and copper, but this one is black and white. And I think James show this one recently? Flick of the switch. Another basic statement of intent, basically, there, isn't it? Look at that. Lovely cover. Another iconic cover is this one. I mean, that just sums up the whole record, doesn't it? Absolutely fabulous cover. I had this on a poster on my wall as well. I love this cover. This is a great cover. A little touch of Schmilson in the Night. I mean, I love that. That just reminds me of Laurel and Hardy when they do the joke about Stan Laurel flicking his thumb and getting a light on it. Just fantastic. So there's that. I can't remember what. I think is it. Yeah, it's colour on the inside, but the cover itself is black and white. Another classic British album cover. Madness, One Step Beyond. I mean, that is an iconic Scar cover. I mean, look at that. That's just absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant cover. Then, of course, the goth contingent had a fair few black and white covers. Now, I haven't got many of them on vinyl, unfortunately, but I do have a couple. Now, this is a little bit pink in the mix, but this is a Rose of Avalanche in rock. But I think that qualifies, doesn't it? If I can have Led Zeppelin with the red writing on, I can have that one. And then this absolute disco goth classic, Floodland by the Sisters of Mercy. I mean, that is a gorgeous cover. I love that. I mean, who was it? John Bellamy was going on about how Nick Cave looked like a vampire when he was talking about the cover of Phantasmagoria, which I also have, which is a beautiful cover. But there, I mean, there's one of the undead right there, isn't he? Old Eldritch. There we go. A couple of grunge covers. This one's Blood Circus. Primal Rock Therapy. Oh, I've just remembered another one. Oh, I've got to show that one. Right, I'll do... Hang on. Right, where is it? Oh, no. That's there. It's here somewhere. Oh, it's down here. No. No. There it is. Forgot this one. There we go. That one. Mudhoney. Superfuzz Big Muff. That is just... I just think that's a brilliant cover. I love that cover. Just gets the kind of... I love it when a cover sums up the music, and I think that sums up the contents of this record perfectly. Absolutely brilliant. And then, a few months later, that came out. Kind of the similar sort of feeling to it, isn't it, really? Kind of that moshing, riff-tastic, kind of, yeah, we're here just to play our rock and roll. Killing Joke debut album. That kind of sums up the sort of... I mean, when I listen to Killing Joke, I just get Urban Decay in my head. And that is actually a really good, really nice gatefold disc. There's the full Killing Joke cover. And then you've got the inner gatefold as well. Just bleak, harsh. And this one is also bleak and harsh, but it's kind of beautiful. And this is Joy Division's Closer. Now, apparently this image was chosen before Ian Curtis died. But you couldn't get anything more apt than that, could you? And a real stark cover from Factory. Factory were just fantastic at producing album covers. Their cover work was just amazing. And I'm sure somebody could witter on for hours about who did and what and where. But I just think that's a beautiful cover. A little bit of a compilation there. Very basic. Jim and William there. Kind of elongated and streamed down. There we go. This is a hard-hitting cover. Husker Du's debut album, Land Speed record. Don't know, that image could come from any decade in the last, I don't know, 100 years really, couldn't it? Bit of post-punk. Post-punk like their black and white. Dalek 1 or Dalek I. This album is Compass. Bit of post-punk stuff there for you. And more minimalist is this one. Southern Death Cult. Compilation of their early stuff. Well, all their stuff. Can't get much more minimalist than that. Black writing on a white cover. This is a nice cover. Lloyd Cole and the Commotions. Mainstream. I really like that picture of Lloyd Cole there. Another member of the band there. That's a great colour. 4AD were just... I think, is this 4 not? Hang on. Now, John Bellamy was talking about... Oh dear, I haven't got my glasses with me. Was talking about a lot of 4AD stuff from Vaughan Oliver. I'm sure he did this as well. Moon and the Melodies by Harold Budd, Elizabeth Fraser, Robin Guthrie and Simon Raymond. That's a lovely cover, isn't it? It's, so much of their stuff is just absolutely gorgeous. 4AD cover. Just shift these over so they don't get squashed. Right, another lovely cover. Biff Bang Pow. Love Is Forever. Came out on Creation Records. This is a band that Alan McGee was actually part of. Did the vocals on this and a lot of the guitars. More C86 sort of stuff. A Witness. I Am John's Pancreas. I do like, actually this is a brilliant thread because I do really like black and white artwork. It just looks stunning, doesn't it? This is a fabulous album, but the artwork is gorgeous. I'm going to go closer so you can see it. This is Arcane and I. More 4AD. 4AD? They were on 4AD, weren't they? No, Rough Trade. This is on Rough Trade. But I think this is this Vaughan Oliver as well? I'm not sure. And then you've got Black Inners. Lovely album that is. Absolutely stunning stuff. True Birth of Dream Pop. Don't listen to anybody else who says what Dream Pop is. This is Dream Pop. Right. Back to the early 80s now. Lovely picture of Claire Grogan, my first crush. Fabulous indie disco record from 82, 83. About that. She looks stunning there. Oh, one of my favourite albums. Debut album by Adam and the Ants. Dirk Wears White Socks on the Do It label. Original issue. Story behind this is that the Ants didn't want to put themselves on the cover, so they got a lady in a dress to go on it. And when Malcolm McLaren took the band over, he said, well, you're not putting a lady in a dress on the next album cover. You've got to sell yourselves. And he's a master of selling everything, isn't he? There we go. But this is a gorgeous cover. One of the most I think she's one of the most photogenic women in pop. Next, Diana Ross. I think she looks stunning. And then another one that's black and white is this one, which I've shown before. Here we go. That's a Nile Rodgers produced one. Here we go. This is an interesting one. There's a little bit of colour in this, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is a Pete Shelley album. After the Buzzcocks first split up. And it's Heaven and the Sea. And it's actually... you got printing on the plastic label. On a dust case, which is quite a nice little feature, that one. Classic album. Black and white cover. White Light, White Heat by the Velvets. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous album cover. I love that cover. Many a long time spent listening to Sister Ray, staring at that. And then the last two. Yes, we've reached the end. The last two I'm going to show. Now, this is probably the whole reason I did this video. Because I've got something special to show at the end of it. Which is this thing. You might be wondering what that is. Artist is Kate Bush. Now there's... I think... who mentioned them? I think John Downing mentioned Kate Bush. But there's the first one. I mean, what a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. Just the merest hint of sepia in there. Eyeshadow around that. With the gold key. Just a tiny bit of black and white. Tiny bit of colour in the black and white, rather. And then the final one is another Kate Bush. And I think this is just a beautiful picture. Sensual World. She just looks stunning at this point. The Sensual World single sleeve is gorgeous as well. And that's black and white. I should have pulled that out. But the reason why I ended up with that is... voila! Look at that. I'm so happy I got this. This I picked up from an R-Price record store. They used to just... I think a lot of their old display stuff they used to have in record stores, they just threw away a lot of it. So I used to go up every now and again, try and scab some album covers and stuff. But one day I went up and this was being taken down. Now, it's not in the greatest shape. The edges are a bit knackered, but look at that. Absolutely fabulous. One day I'm going to get that displayed properly. There we go. So with that, with my lovely picture of Kate, I bring this video to an end. Hope you enjoyed those covers I showed. Didn't really talk a lot about them. I just went whoop whoop whoop. But there you go. I don't know. I'm like James. I don't know much about the artists who did these covers. I don't know much about the typography and stuff. Like John's video is brilliant for that. John's video is brilliant. But there's a whole slew of records. All right. Well, thanks for watching, VC, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers, VC. Bye.